Hi friends, welcome back to Feed the Sheep podcast. I'm your host, Kelsey Keeling with Balanced Ruminant Grazers. I'm a wife to my soulmate Ryan, mother of 4, daughter of Christ, who is always working to be a Proverbs 31 woman. Join me as I share my passion for hair sheep by taking you along as we work to create a balanced sheep flock of Australian whites in South Central Kansas. I hope these episodes and conversations not only educate you, but inspire you to add our sheep to your farm someday. Now let's get to talking sheep. Hi guys, welcome back to the 7th episode of Feed the Sheep podcast. First we're going to dive into the scripture of this episode, and it is out of Psalms chapter 31 verse 14 and 15. And it says, "But I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hand. Rescue me from the hand of my enemies and from my persecutors." And I didn't even look that one up, but I just feel like that's a really good one. I have it highlighted in my Bible. I should have done a better job this week outlining some that kind of correlated like I did last week, but we're just going to wing it right now. And that's a good one to wing it on. I guess that's why I had it highlighted. So, this episode we're going to be talking about perimeter fencing. This is actually, I'm going to cut to me and my husband walking in the pasture, and the next episode we'll be talking about adding wires. You might actually want to watch that one on YouTube. I'll remind you guys of that. But we have cattle fencing on our property, and we are adding a couple more wires to that fencing, the single strand. So we can run sheep on that area as well. But he wanted to show a video of him how he's adding those wires to our fencing. So that's tomorrow's episode, but episode number 8. But episode number 7, we're going to be talking about perimeter fencing. I just kind of was asking him some questions like, okay, if you were to set up, a new farm, or what kind of perimeter fencing would you do? And so that is what we're talking about in this conversation. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Okay, we have Ryan back here, and we're going to talk about perimeter fencing for sheep. So Ryan, we're going to act like we are new farmers to sheep. We have property, and we're bringing sheep on there for the first time. After your few years of experience, what would we do?
Yeah, it's quite a question. I don't know. How much money do you have, I guess?
Yeah.
If you have another good option, we talked about a couple of them. Hi-Tensile is probably your cheapest because you can space your posts out. And Hi-Tensile wire, in theory, I'd have to, wires got expensive, but I think Hi-Tensile is still cheaper than woven or barbed wire. But you could probably get away with as little as a 3-wire barbed wire, but you may, if you're rotationally grazing them, which you'd like to think you would if you were using Hi-Tensile.
Yeah.
But you could do an offset with a 3-wire hard wire, so maybe like a 13-19-32, which is what we're doing here on a subdivision fence for sheep. And then you could offset that with your step-in poly post.
And set that up every time.
That'd be the most bare bones perimeter that you can get away with. Yeah, that's an option.
Okay.
Woven would be the most permanent. And I've actually never put in a woven wire fence. There's a lot of cool things with woven that you don't have to deal with electricity, which is nice. And it's a guaranteed fence, and if you build them right, I think you'd have a fence there for 50 to 75 years.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see a lot of farms. There's even woven wire on the perimeter of our property over here. There's woven wire everywhere. You see it in fence rows. It's what people used to put up. But woven wire is really expensive because metal's really expensive. So anyways, that's not a bad option either if you own the land and you're going to be there and you want a good perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Another good option that would be in between a 3-wire and woven could be a Hi-Tensile, like a 7-wire.
Yeah.
As a perimeter. So you'd have your spacing pretty tight, 7 to 13, 13 to 19, 19 to 25, 25 to 32, and you may even throw, for sheep, you probably don't need one much higher than 32, but you could go to 42. A sheep can jump. They're athletic. So you could do a 5-6 wire high tensile wire, but the thing on that we hadn't done before that we could do, or that may not be a bad idea, is to offset your hots and grounds.
Yeah.
So don't, if you put in a 7-wire high tensile fence, don't make them all hot.
Yeah.
Make some grounding wires, because sheep are really good at not getting shocked.
Yeah.
So that would be another option. And the other option that seems to be fairly effective is to do what we did down in the sheep lot, where we did barbed wire and offset with high tensile.
We did 5-strand barbed wire.
I think so, something like that.
That seemed to work really well.
Yeah, I think we got pretty much the same result as a woven.
Yeah.
We did get one sheep, remember her?
Yeah. She was just a thinker. She wasn't going to respect it no matter what.
Right.
But everybody else has been fine with it.
So that's kind of my thoughts. If you already have something there for cows that's in barbed wire, just go add 2 wires, and we'll probably do that on some areas too.
2
like
or
on the
3?
west side.
Would you do 3? I mean, if you
3's more secure than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cool thing about that is that they're getting shock. They're getting a grounding effect from the
barb, yeah.
to the woven.
I see.
It provides you that ability.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps.
Based on what you have available, what your costs are, and what makes the most sense for you at that time,
Yeah.
But,
okay. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for your input, Ryan. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed that little snippet with Ryan. I really want to make sure to have him on more upcoming episodes. I always love his input on things just because he thinks of things a little bit different than I do. And it's always nice to have your husband's input because he's the second person on this farm, second person running the sheep with me. So I hope to have him on as like a co-host in the future. But for right now, these first 100 episodes will probably be mostly just me. But I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Remember, tomorrow we're going to be talking about adding wires to cattle fencing. So if you just have a single strand, what we did to add a couple more wires to our fencing, and might want to watch that on YouTube. I'll leave it in the link to it in the show notes, or but yeah, I guess that's it. So okay, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.